Jared Leto, guys, big famous method actor here in Hollywood. Jared Leto now, there's been accusations from at least 9 women.
An actor would lie, Brian?
Actors don't lie. But at least 9 women came forward in this new interview in Airmail where they're saying that he was actually being accused. Now, he's being accused not of sexual assault or harassment, but sexual misconduct, inappropriate relationships with women. And that's what it is. And it's coming from a 16-year-old at the time, a 17, and an 18-year-old. So we're
pedophilia.
Yeah. We're going into that territory. But let's break this down a little bit because I think when you hear that at first, it sounds crazy. But let me break down the details because it tells you a little bit more about this. Morbius has gotten into serious trouble. You're right, Queen. So I'm going to tell you. So the first woman I want to tell you about right now is a woman she goes by Laura LaRue. So Laura LaRue was a model. When she was 16 years old, she met Jared Leto. This is years ago, guys, back in 2008. And they met. And he called her. They were doing an animal rights benefit they were at. He got her number. They started texting and hanging out. And then apparently she started going to his studio constantly. I'm like, you're 16 years old. Why are you going to Jared Leto's studio? I don't know. But he kept going there. He was flirting with her for a while and then pushing himself on her a little bit. But then communications broke down, she said, because they got very inappropriate, she said. And later she apparently there's more like weird things about this too, because as they started getting inappropriate, apparently she had actually got signed on to be his assistant at 17. Whoa. And she worked as his assistant for a while, and her camp is denying that right now, but that's what his camp came forward and said. So, she's still saying that she denied that. He got inappropriate with her and actually got nude. He walked into a room naked and started talking to her, kind of flirting with her too when she was 17. And nothing happened, but he was kind of impressing himself on her. But she got out of that situation. So that's the first one. The second one was another 16-year-old girl who said that he approached her at a cafe and he got her number. And then he started texting her and calling her in the middle of the night, she says, the weirdest, grossest voice ever, as if he's on drugs. His camp came forward and said he's been sober for years. It's not that. And the conversations turned sexual. He'd ask her things like, has she had a boyfriend before? Has she ever sucked a D before? Those kind of conversations.
Oh!
Yeah. And then he changed his voice, she said, where he talked to her in the creepiest voice ever. And she said, wow, I just thought that was the man from movies. But she cut him off too. So again, nothing physical, but he was pushing for things. And then another woman came forward. Now she, again, 16 years old, started meeting with him again. Apparently he has a thing for that. They became friends for a while. And then when she turned 18, though, after he had known her for a few years, he suddenly pulled out his... and he told her that she should touch it, she should spit on it, and try to get her to have acts with him after he had known her for years as a underage woman, but as soon as she turned 18. So that's another one. And then we had a DJ come forward too. DJ Ali Taiz came forward and said in 2012, when she was 17, she was assaulted and traumatized by him as well. So that's what we have so far. And I'm telling you right now, there's nothing saying that he had pushed himself on her, but he had definitely been inappropriate with her. Now, his team has said he has not had a drink or used drugs in over 35 years. So they're saying this has never happened with him. But you know what? You guys got to fill in the blank too. I feel like there's a lot of he says, she says here, super young. That's fucking young to me. I can't believe at 16, anyone's going to be hanging out with Jared Leto in a studio. It's not appropriate. Parent-wise shouldn't be allowing that. They shouldn't be doing that. And for years.
Question.
Yeah, Pepestar.
I don't know.
There would be a paper trail if she was working for him, right? Because they would have to write a check for her, right?
Yeah, there would be one. And she's saying it never happened, but his team is saying, so we'll have to see how that comes out. Because if they have something, but then again, people can be like, they were...
paid under the table.
Yeah, or maybe infatuated. Maybe they'll do the whole thing like she was infatuated with him, and and something happened, but she didn't want. There's a lot of ways they can spin this. There are, I just think that it's just inappropriate. 16, 17 years old, be hanging out with a 36-year-old.
Very.
You know what I mean? Well, he was 36 at the time.
Inappropriate is polite, Brian. That's freaking flat out disgusting.
It's gross.
That's a predator.
They were saying, Angela, that he's been doing this for years.
If that is allegedly what he was doing, that's predator.
Where the parents at? Where are the parents?
Where are the fucking parents? That's what I'm saying too.
Exactly.
Where are the parents? But and it's just, regardless of the parents, it's what is going on? If they know it's Jared Leto and maybe somebody got it's Jared, but it's okay, I'm not going to, this isn't about them at this point. It's really
it is about the parents, because if they teach their children not to do that,
know better.
Well, and the parents have a job to do as well.
Well, obviously, these people, if they're modeling in New York, their parents aren't around because they take the models and they're not with parents anymore.
That's a great point, Angela. You're right.
They're not
The
with
parents
the
aren't there.
They're under the guidance.
And I don't care what a parent, guys, what a parent says to a 16 or 17-year-old, you don't know shit. The kids know everything. Just ask.
Information that is given. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, when
it's the information
Pepe,
that's given.
I raised Pepe. Excuse me a minute, but I raised 2 adult kids, and when they get to that age, once they hit 13, their brain turns off to you.
Those were your 2 kids. You can't say every kid acts like that.
Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, well, I gotta say, you gotta worry about that though, GR. You have to worry about that as a parent, right? That's frustrating as well too. And like these parents have probably maybe they had no idea, or hopefully it doesn't fall into that line of like, oh, he's a celebrity, he thought it was fine. That's what I worry about too. It's like if they were allowing that to happen, because it's your kids. It's fucking kids. We don't touch kids. We should be keeping kids safe. And Jared Leto is very influential. And honestly, these are allegations. They're pretty massive allegations.
Yeah, they are.
They're really bad allegations.
They're very bad. And
Shannon, I know Shannon, his brother, he dated a friend of mine, so I know from experience that he likes him young.
There you go.
I mean, she was in her early 20s. I mean, she wasn't a teenager, but I mean, not far away from it. I mean,
no.
At the time, she was in her early 20s. He was in his, I think, what? How old is Shannon Leto?
But at least she was a legal adult.
Maybe late 30s, 40s.
He's in his 50s right now, Jared Leto.
Yeah, so he was in his 40s when they were, I mean.
Kira, I agree with Kira.
I've done that.
Yeah.
I agree 100% with Kira.
So
but it's just the information. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
We have to get all the details. Let's go on the table fast. I know we got a lot to say. Everybody's fired up about this, as I am, because this is a big breaking news. We have Tron coming out. Or is Disney going to shelf Tron too? Because that's like a big franchise they've been trying to make happen for a long time, and now it's like gone.
If he's in it?
Yeah, he's leading it. It's done. It's coming out.
They have to probably do something because if
he's the main person. They shot everything. He's the main person. He's like the spearheading this whole new Tron franchise. And they've been trying to make this new Tron movie for years.
Because they're going to be trying to figure out what's going on with this.
The mouse might not be happy.
Yep. This was planned.
No.
It's massive. Because she's here, I don't want to lose her. I want to get Valarie's take on this fast, because Valarie also does love Jared Leto a lot, right, Val? You hear this?
I love him.
Could this be the downfall for him? You think? Can you get out of this somehow?
I want to say no, but like Ron had mentioned earlier, I think men recover after a couple of years. They can get roles again. It just tends to happen. But I'll tell you what. Over the past couple years, whenever I say, "Oh, I love Jared Leto. I want to watch a Jared Leto movie," my best friend in the whole world is a lesbian, and she and her girlfriend were like, "Oh, you want to watch a Jared Leto movie? You mean you want to watch a creature feature? I don't want to watch a movie with Jared Leto. He gives me
the creeps." Oh. Yeah, there you go. See, that's what this Valarie's saying, gives him the creeps too. But that's that. People were saying that too. That's kind of how he is. And it's like, and he always goes way method into his acting too. And I think that really is a big deal with it. Like we joked about on Friday, how like he was giving used condoms to his cast members on Suicide Squad, so he already has a boundary issue as it is when he's in character. So maybe that kind of spearheads
but
into his
something that his team, I mean, I've always before knowing any of this stuff, I mean, I liked Jared Leto. I had a crush on him back when he was like Jordan Catalano on My So-Called Life. But
oh my God,
this stuff is just, it's disgusting. It's sick. So if this kind of behavior is happening, unacceptable. You need to be like out.
Ronald, what are you doing there?
Like,
if it's
you don't get it,
Ronald,
you got something to say there, Ronald? You ready to get in there?
No, I was waiting for something that I needed to get out really fast, but it didn't happen yet.
Oh,
okay. What do you got, Ronald? Get in there.
No, it hasn't happened yet.
Oh, okay. You're waiting for it. Okay, you're waiting for it. Okay, we'll wait for it. We'll wait for it then. Okay, quickly back to Valarie. Where we got her back, Valarie. What were you saying? He's like the creature beast kind of movies or what?
Feature.
Yes. Okay. My best friend and her girlfriend, my two favorite lesbians. Whenever I say I want to watch a Jared Leto movie, they said, we're not watching a creature feature. Ew, he gives us the ick. So trust your local lesbians. Happy Pride Month.
Right?
There you go.
I'm happy I finally got that out. Happy Pride Month, everybody.
There you go, Val. He gives them the ick. But people have said that too, that he gives them the ick as well. GR, does it give you the ick?
Well, no, but then again, I'm not a 16-year-old girl either, so
That's true. But GR, what do you think about this Tron thing? Do you think it could actually stop Tron from coming out? This is something they've been trying to build towards.
Scary.
Franchise.
I think it's going to put it on a serious hold.
Yes.
It's not far away. They released a trailer. You got 9 Inch Nails coming back to the music for this as well. You got a lot of the Jeff Bridges coming in. Yeah, 9 Inch Nails is doing the music for it, Val.
The mouse isn't going to risk it, Brian.
That's what I think too.
They can hold it for 6 months and bring it back out.
Look at Jonathan Majors, GR. What happened there?
Yeah, but Jared's more of a name but Jared's more of a name.
Yeah, he's a big name.
Oh yeah, they're scrambling. Yeah. I mean, I can tell you right now, they're scrambling. Like they're going to be looking. Wow. I mean, my ex is one of the top their attorneys over there, and they're going to be like, he does all the talent, everything there, and they'll be scrambling. I mean, there was way less going on. I mean, things with the CEO, whatever. That were totally not talked about.
So you think, Angela, that he has this is? I think this is detrimental to his career.
I mean, it's detrimental in the sense that this stuff's being expressed. So yeah, I think if people choose to, whatever they want to believe, if they're like, it's kind of like it's that, that, I don't want to say it's not Stockholm syndrome, but there's when you just like someone so much, you just refuse to believe. You need so much evidence to believe that they're this icky, gross person, right? Like when it comes down to it, I think it really depends on people. Like if you think that way about a random person that you hear about that does it, you should think the same way about somebody, even if they're an actor who does it. There should be no difference between the two. Because you get this association, like people who watch this show, right? Watch us, think that they get to know us, think they know who we are, right? All these things. But if it came out that somebody had done some horrible deed, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just
not that person I know. That's what you think too. I know that person.
It's not who you don't, because you don't know these different sides of people. You're not going to know unless you have some seriously close personal relationship with this. You don't know what they're doing.
No,
there's multiple sides to people. You're not going to see them all the time. So you're going to see the side you want to see, and you're going to believe what you want to believe. And then you're going to be like, okay, well, cool. Now this happened. Or not cool, but prove it to me now. And I want to see all this evidence. So show me he's this dirtball. And what happens with these teams? We've seen it time and time again. It gets buried. It's NDA signing. It's payoffs. It's all you know what I'm saying? It's figuring out how to shut people up so this doesn't move forward somewhere. But if it ends up being this is a crime, this is criminal. These are criminal acts. If that allegedly happened, now you're looking at that. Now a DA, now a prosecutor gets involved. It's like, sorry, you don't get the choice to say NDA sign, and it's already been talked about. So now you have a problem.
Yeah. And they have a massive problem right now.
Hollywood hides lots of stuff. They bury it.
What?
Ronald is breathing very heavy. He's ready for this. Ronald, are you trying to get into breathing pretty heavy here, man?
Brian. Brian and Ron.
Yeah, that was good because it completely left my head. But there was another thing I was going to say. Speaking of NDAs, there's a guy that posted on Instagram that he was going out with a very, very famous movie star. He said movie star, and he had to sign an NDA that he could not talk about their relationship, but it didn't say he couldn't sing about it. So he came out with a song. It doesn't name the person, but it's brilliant.
Oh, you think it's Jared Leto?
That's interesting. Yeah. It has to. You're right, Ron. In copyright, okay. So every one of us here is do our own. We have our personal privacy laws that for us, right, individually, which are separate from like copyright gets all these crazy things and like our likenesses and all that. So that's right, because if it's not put in a contract properly,
right,
in the NDA, if it's not written properly, there is loopholes. There are ways to be like, oh, you technically could sing about the person. You technically could mention their name, maybe in a way.
You know what's funny? Right. You know what's funny, Brian? Because he drops little Easter eggs in the whole song, and he's like, when you got your Academy Award, you thanked everybody except me. It's stuff like that. It's like, who was that? Yeah.
Oh. Do you think it's him? You think it could be? Huh?
I don't know. I do feel it's a guy. I feel that it is a guy. At first, I thought Tom Cruise, but then when it went to the Academy Award, I threw that one out. But it's just interesting. It has nothing to do with really anything, but it might. But I just thought it was interesting.
Ron? Where was this? Who?
It was on Instagram. On Instagram.
Like recent?
Oh, 2 days ago. I downloaded the song.
It feels very relevant to this coming out, doesn't it?
Yeah, it just came out last week.
Kind of does, and this just came out.
So think about it. Why would you if you were like an investigative mind, why would you put a song out? What would be the latest news cycle and what's happening, right? You think about what's the relevancy then to putting out a song? You put out a song because you want to get it out because you have something to say about something that's currently happening.
Yeah.
You're such a the theme that goes through the whole thing is you're such a movie star. That's how that's how the song is. Yeah.
Well, do you think that Jared Leto? You think that this will actually? Because we've been talking about the Tron thing, big project for Disney, of course. Disney doesn't mess around. The mouse. Huh? Do you think they're already implementing like stoppages on this movie because of this?
I'm going to go with what GR said. They could pause on it. They could absolutely pause on it. I don't think anybody would really miss a beat on that. Because it sounds like this has a potential of being a huge franchise.
Yes, and the idea is it still continues. It still continues forward from the last ones. Like Jeff Bridges comes back too.
That's great.
Which I love that. But I think it's only a small cameo. But I think it's supposed to be the next chapter that they're supposed to springboard for, and Jared Leto was a big part of it.
And it was a great movie, and it's a good time for that. And this is a huge thing for Jared Leto. My God,
yeah, it's a massive sci-fi movie for him.
Massive, yeah.
Evan Peters is in it too, which I love as well. That he's got a big part in it too. Yeah. I love Evan Peters.
They're going to get their legal team involved, obviously, because they can't afford to be like, we just lost hundreds of millions of dollars on this.
Oh no,
they're going to be putting all their people in, right? Their special teams.
Yeah. And as everybody says, serious accusations.
So that they can figure out, okay, do we have to like really suit up here and
battle this?
Right.
And there's 9 women.
Interesting. I will say this. It'll be interesting if there's like silence after this stuff.
Yeah.
Like if you don't really hear much about this afterwards, that's going to be weird.
Yeah. And they have there's a lot of women that are
weird,
anonymous.
But it means there's something that happened. Like maybe payoffs or something.
Yeah. Peppy, with all that being said, how you feeling about this Jared Leto situation?
This will definitely hurt his career, first off. And they do have to take a pause. Because you got to find out if it's true or not. Allegedly, that's what everybody keeps saying. So it's alleged.
It's alleged.
But if it's proven, he's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I agree so too. And I feel like it's at a pivotal time for Disney. Disney does not mess around, Pepestar. You know that.
Nah, Disney don't mess around. They cut you down in a heartbeat.
And not if you're doing things with kids. No.
Yeah.
Queen, you're right. And he's already back. She just made a Kevin Spacey.
Yeah. And Kevin Spacey's directing.
Oh,
and he's got more projects coming. Yeah, he's coming back. Coming back big time.
4 years? 4 years, yeah.
He literally said out loud, though, like, once I take care of this, everybody's going to hire me back, they all told me. So Kevin Spacey will be back, but I hope that in the community, the world we've grown into in Hollywood, like all the things that we've heard about that have happened on set with him before, all the allegations behind the scenes, hopefully any producer that signs that man on will not let that happen. That's all I'm saying, right? I would hope so.
Right.
And
Can I ask you guys all a question?
Yeah.
All of you? Everybody, people in the comments, Brian, everyone, GR, Ron, Valarie. I mean, if would you?
Whoa.
I mean, do you think it's right to have these people come back after the things that they do that are horrible? Like, these are awful things. I mean, a crime against children, things like that are not acceptable things. I mean, to me, it's just like, no. Like, that's a hard no for me, but I don't know what other people think. So I just feel like, do you think they should be able to come back?
Well, you have to. I think you got to draw the line somewhere. Like Will Smith, I don't think he should be, exonerated for the rest of his career now because of that slap. I don't.
Why not?
But if you have a line with the kids, that's a line you never cross. So no, that's done. You're thrown out. You're gone. You're history. Because if you start giving liberties on that, then what happens next? That's horrible.
Our kids have to be safe. Have to be safe. Let's go to
the Will Smith thing.
Look,
he blew it. So if he doesn't get to come back, I'm okay with that. That was very disrespectful.
Yeah, but is it disrespectful enough to ruin a man's career? No, I don't think so.
I didn't say ruin his career. He just shouldn't be invited back to the Oscars.
Oh yeah,
but that's not what I was saying. I was saying about careers. I don't care about the Oscars.
I didn't hear you say career.
Yeah. No, it's just I don't feel that he should be blackballed from the industry because of a slap. No, he doesn't need to get invited back to the Oscars. No, absolutely not.
Yeah, I agree too.
That's
fine. You disrespected the whole thing. You disrespected all of it by slapping.
Yes.
But like Kevin Spacey, the people who've done these really heinous things. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, do you think they should be allowed back?
Let's go to GR on this. GR, how do you feel?
No, and I agree with what Angela just said. That dirtbag, Spacey, in particular, should never be allowed on a set, period. But we're talking Hollywood. They will find a way to get him back on set.
Which is already happening. It's already happening. He's a great talent.
Yeah, exactly. And
that's what it is. They let the
talent, when it comes to stuff like this, should be irrelevant.
It should.
If you're a dirtbag, I agree. Well, put me in charge of Hollywood for a week, and
guess what?
I'll declare
Kevin Spacey makes money. Oh, that's what it is. He brings in dollars.
That's it.
Oh, it's okay.
Unfortunately, you're right.
What does that make you feel about the industry?
It's
horrible.
They care about the dollar over the human being, which the human being is technically the person's actually is paying you the dollar. So it's actually
is that weird? Yeah.
Too.
Totally.
It's insanity to me. It's really insanity to me. Valarie, how do you feel about this fast? We'll get to her before we wrap it up here too.
I agree with Angela and Ronald in this sense. I don't think that, like if you know somebody from like a random small town and they commit, like if they were to do anything with a minor, they're done. Like they're probably going to do time, hopefully. And so why do these people get a pass? Because they're talented and bring in money. Like it's terrible.
It's terrible. Mm-hmm.
No, it just means that the law doesn't apply to some people, and that's not how it works.
Yeah.
That's not how it should work. So then we have to redefine what we consider laws. That's what I think.
Right.
What about Queen? How hard is it to keep your hands to yourself? True Queen, how hard is it to keep your hands to yourself? Pepestar, how do you feel about this? I see you have a question.
Quick question. Now, I want to make sure I'm hearing this right. If it's alleged, they still shouldn't come back? Or if it's proven, definitely not come back?
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, if it's proven.
But if it's only alleged, should they still be able to come back? It's my question to Angela.
Well, I think that the alleged is going to be definitely looked into. They're going to have to, because they can't just, if it's alleged and the problem is that if it becomes hushed, because then that means usually there's a pattern, there's a problem. They want to quiet the problem because they don't want it to go to a court case. They don't want a trial situation. So they will hire attorneys. They work behind closed doors, and they will make sure people be quiet
and pay off the victims.
They pay, they pay you off, and just don't bring this to light. Or Ron talked about at the NDAs. You can sign them, but not every attorney is the best at drafting everything and knowing what you can get around by singing a song, that wasn't put in there or something. So there are ways that somebody could get out as a victim, especially minors. People don't realize this, but there is a statute, and a minor can come back at 18. Okay, so if you did something to a minor underage, once they hit 18, they can come after you. So they have a very, very long statute of limitations. So that I would say that would be something that would it should terrify anybody who's done anything wrong to a minor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because they have a long time to come in and come at somebody. It's like
If
pretty
the
much
act of itself didn't terrorize them. Yeah.
So that's another thing. So I mean,
Spacey's different because he did it and they proved
allegedly when you've got if it's one person, okay, there's one thing to look into and other things that matter, but I would take it seriously. You know, when you've got 4 or 5 backing up similar,
or in this case 9
behavior, now that's concerning.
And Spacey was actually like acquitted in the UK, and they had a bunch of money and fees and stuff, and he's able to go free. So he's actually fine. He was never tried here in the States.
Brian, I have a Kevin Spacey story. It's short.
You got something quick? Okay.
Kevin Spacey. So there was a guy that I dated for a minute, and Kevin Spacey used to call him and hire him. And let me just say, it was painful. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Wait, Ron, it was painful for your
Spacey.
Okay.
All right. Well,
I like your friend already, Ron.
On that note, I will say this too to Andrew's question as well. I still think that at the end of the day, there are so many talented people out there that had never get the time of day for one opportunity to shine in Hollywood, and then so many of them give up and they go back home. They've wasted years of their life struggling, trying hard, and this town eats them up and spits them out, and they never have an opportunity to shine. And that's unfortunate. Why do we keep giving opportunities to people who are known to be assholes, that are known to be difficult, that are maybe molesting people? Maybe, it's all money. But to me, that's bullshit. To me, at the end of the day, somebody else can step in there. Give somebody else a chance and stop bringing those people back. Because you know what? You're done. If you touch kids, you mess with people, you're harassing people, you shouldn't be here. It's a professional work environment like every place in the world. You're at work. Don't be doing that. And also, if you're outside doing that in public, touching children and messing with people like that, don't. There's no place for you. I don't think.
No. And you get what you've got.
Like a SAG leader.
As far as I'm concerned, I hope the book gets thrown at and you never return ever again.
Yeah.
Like,
no need for that.
No buts. Like that's it. Even allegedly, if that's being thrown around, get out.
Yeah.
If there was reason enough for it to be alleged, and
if it keeps growing and growing and growing, it's just like, I just feel like at the end of the day, we need due process. Always need due process. Let those people get in there and try and get the story out. That's why I say I love things going to court, because we need the information. We deserve the information. Especially those people deserve to put their stance on the stand and talk about it. But if this stuff builds up so much, honestly, these people shouldn't come back. That's what I think. If it comes down to it, they were doing these kind of things, and these people are really true victims, they shouldn't come back. Somebody else can take that job.
And
Somebody
we have
else
to
will make money for
re-examine
you.
looking at the Hollywood and the industry itself, because if it's going to be like that, I mean, maybe it's time to find a new career path or something else, because if it's going to constantly be like, oh, well, by so-and-so hired, Jared to come back, or hired Harvey to come back. No.
Well, that might be happening right now with AI anyways.
I haven't given up on the industry yet. I haven't given up on it. I feel like we can still fix it. We can still fix the system.
There needs to be massive change, so they need to change a lot of things.
A lot of things have to change. We'll be talking about that this week some more, guys. A lot needs to change.
The people that are putting out the money don't have any morals. That's the problem.
Yep.
They're putting out the money.
And we got to find the people with the morals. Maybe
that's going to be hard to find in this business. That's going to be hard to find in this business if you're trying to make money. That's going to be very hard to find.
Yeah. And I agree with the people in the chat right now. It's like, that's why Diddy got to thrive. That's why Harvey thrived. And, and he's still on the stand. They're deliberating. We'll see what happens with Harvey Weinstein. We'll see what happens with Diddy. I don't think a mistrial is happening. And we'll keep you posted on Jared Leto. And guys, the lively thing's done. What a crazy Monday, guys. What a crazy Monday. A lot of news.
With Diddy, it was like the same thing. Silence for years. So many people came up off of him. So many people came up off Harvey. And you know why? And then, you know why, but now they're coming and bitching and complaining about it. Like, they knew what was going on. They knew the bad stuff that was happening. I'm not going to say like the victims I'm not trying to like spin it in a bad way for them necessarily. I know obviously some were really badly hurt, did not come up off the ranks or of these individuals, but there are some that very much did, have multi-million dollar companies now that they're running. And then now they've got all these bad things to say, but they weren't saying it when they were coming up. right? So there's a lot of things with that I'm just like, people want to, these guys like Diddy want to get dirt on as many people as they possibly could in Hollywood because that was his ticket to getting out of some of this crap, he thought. I guarantee it.
And if he gets
now
up,
looking at it like crap,
absolutely.
shoot, I can't. Then now there's federal crimes that were committed that it doesn't matter what you put against somebody else or what you say you've got against someone else. Now it's about, well, we're the DA, we're prosecutors, we're coming after you because you did sex trafficking, racketeering, you did things that are just a federal crime, right? Doesn't matter what you've got on anybody else. Sure, it'll help us, but that's not what we need to proceed with the case. So it's just the whole thing is like, yeah, I just get rid of these people, throw them in the trash.
Be done with them. And Pepe, Diddy did what, Pepe?
Diddy did it! Diddy did it! Yo, player, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when we are live. And if you are able to join our Patreon, please join. Because the Pepestar needs more snickety snacks. Because I'm hungry. Holla back. Love y'all. KRUSE Control Show. KRUSE Control Show.